Coming up.
Well, hello. Have I come onto the right show?
There was a creeping touch of hyacinth bouquet in there.
It went completely silent after that.
Oh, how perfect.
Well, I've been told I've got a nice voice.
That old chestnut.
Every Friday for 100 weeks.
Good luck, studio.
Take one.
Our range of specialist hose applications. Oh, I can't say that was so
Excuse me. How do you say that?
Out of 100 episodes, I think, how many times have I been thrown under the bus now?
It's serious work. So bring you, but bring a heightened you for animation.
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that? Hello and welcome to today's very special 100th episode of How Do You Say That? Sponsored by VoxBox, the portable, foldable, storable audio booth. Here's my wonderful co-host Samantha Boffin.
Hello, and here's my wonderful co-host, Mark Rice.
Yeah, I didn't mean it to be as saccharine as that.
No, it's all
We're
right.
just about to meet our guest this week and have some fun with some
We
scripts.
are, and this is the 100th time we have done it.
It
Every
is.
Friday for 100 weeks. I can't believe
I
we did
know.
it. And
We
this
did-
is
we do well.
We did. This is the practical podcast out there for voiceovers and everyone who works with voices.
Now, today we thought we'd find some fun facts
Yes.
around the theme of 100. What's your 100 fun fact, Sam?
My 100 fun fact is that I actually can't work out percentages. If
Right.
somebody but what I can work out is 1% of something, and I'm very good at adding up. So I can easily work out what 17% is of something simply by working out what the 1% is and timesing it by 17, if that
Oh.
makes sense. Is that how most
It
people work
does.
out percentages, though?
No, not
No.
really.
Okay. No. Well, that's my 100 fun fact.
Okay, I like that. My 100 fun fact is that if you add up the first 9 prime numbers,
Oh my God.
it equals 100.
If only I knew what those prime numbers were. But
Well,
brilliant.
They
Brilliant.
are numbers that are only divisible by themselves.
Oh, thank you very much, Mark.
Or 1.
Yes, well,
Anyway.
let us welcome our special 100th guest,
Yes. Have we mentioned that? 100 episodes.
who is the amazing Kate Harbour. Hello, Kate.
Hello, Kate.
Well, hello. Have I come onto the right show?
You
I'm really worried that
have.
talking about mathematics.
Yes, you're definitely in the right place. We won't talk
Very
about them again.
scary.
We won't talk about them again. So, Kate is an actor best known for her character voices on award-winning animations like Bob the Builder, Shaun the Sheep, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, Thimbles. I love the Thimbles, Octonauts, and many, many more. And radio dramas. She also does radio dramas, including Doctor Who for Big Finish, Robin of Sherwood, Journey into Space, Frozen in Time, and Spike Milligan's Pacoon for BBC Radio 4. She also does musical theatre. She's got musicals under her belt like Cameron Mackintosh's Oliver, Martin Guerre, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and Ken Hill's original Phantom of the Opera.
She's like a quintuple threat, isn't she?
Yes.
Kate has performed in a whole host of plays, most recently a new play called Barred Times about Will Shakespeare, and cabaret performances, some at Glastonbury even. Yes. And she also shares her experience and insights in her acting for animation workshops and is right now working on an upcoming animation series. Kate, it's a great career. Have you got a fun fact for us?
A fun fact, yes, actually. And I thought about this one because I thought, it's Christmas. I once fell off the stage in a cowskin. I was playing
Front or back?
I was playing back.
Oh,
Back end. My front end was the wonderful George Asprey, who happens to be Scar in The Lion King.
Yes.
And yes, we did get quite close. It's in panto, obviously. You go downstage, we're inside Maggie the cow.
Yeah.
And you turn right, and normally we turn right and hit the cross arch, so have to come back down and walk off, or hit the cloth and then have to walk off. But he hit the cross arch instead, and then so decided determined. Off we go. You could hear the audience going,
Oh my God! Did you both go down?
We both went. I actually said, "Ooh, here we go." On the way down, I seem to recall. And then when we got back there, everyone was like, "Oh, sweet tea, everybody, sweet tea." So have some sweet tea, and then we did the walk down, which was quite funny because we'd torn it, literally, the cow skin. And so we did this sort of comedy walk down for the walk down.
Oh, my God.
So that
You
was a
didn't
fun
fall
fact.
into the orchestra pit then?
No, it was off the side.
Oh, dear.
So on that bombshell, let us fall into our first script of the show and ask, how do you say that?
How do you say that?
So we are doing something slightly different with the scripts today, probably because we're 100 or just because...
We're 100.
That's it. Yes. Well,
Ancient and decrepit.
it's very, very, very old. And one script is very short and the other script is a little longer than usual. So take it away, Mark.
Well, the little script is a script that I worked on relatively recently.
Yes.
Can you work out what it is by the paragraph that's there?
Well, I mean, it's an explainer.
Could be an explainer, but it isn't,
What
in
is
fact.
it? What is it?
It's a piece of a marketing message that goes in their phone system.
Oh my God, it's a bit of IVR, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's a marketing message within that.
It's a sell, don't sell message, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Indeed.
wow.
Sell, don't sell.
Okay.
Oh,
Nightmare, huh?
Wow.
Right. Okay.
Basically, you brought something really exciting, Kate. I thought I'd find the dullest thing I could find for you.
That's a
Won't
thrill.
be dull later.
You know.
Yes,
Well, no,
exactly.
quite, absolutely. When we turn it around on its head. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, Sam, a sell, not sell. That's a great way of putting it. I want to see what you do with it.
Okay, this is serious.
Good luck, studio.
Thank you very much. Okay. Low or high pressure, industrial or hydraulic, our range of specialist hose applications. Oh, I can't say
Take
specialist hose applications.
Take one.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Here we go. Try again.
Sorry. Low or high pressure, industrial or hydraulic, our range of specialist hose applications is comprehensive to say the least, complete with bespoke fittings to meet your specific needs. And with our field technicians, containerised workshops, on-site assembly and field support, we keep downtime to a minimum. Explore our capabilities in full at tonalindustrial.com.
You can tell whenever a script has to meet your specific needs in, you know it's badly written, right?
Weirdest thing I mean,
Isn't it just?
I thought saucy all the way
There were-
through, but obviously I
there
don't
were
say it
about-
like that, but...
Well, Samantha.
There were about 5 paragraphs of this really dry stuff
It
that
was-
nobody really understands.
yeah.
And you know that even their customers aren't going to understand this when they're on the phone to them. And it's like, what on earth are you doing?
What specific needs might you have?
Well, quite. Depends whether your pressure's high or low, really, doesn't it?
It's the containerised workshops that
Yes,
worry me.
containerised workshops. What on earth are they?
I kind of almost wanted you to build the
Did you?
To
build?
I don't know, through the list of field technicians containerised. I don't know. It's like,
Yes, I was concentrating on my sell, don't sell, I think. I was concentrating on trying to be light and not really
Fluffy.
selly, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what I was doing, to be perfectly honest, Mark.
Well, I think it was fine. I mean,
Yes, it's
you know,
fine.
what can you do with
Quite.
something like that? I mean, it is how you did it. I think
Yeah.
is perfectly fine, and would certainly,
Yeah.
you know,
Pass
IVR it
muster.
into a
Yes.
place where it needs to be IVR-ish.
Yes. Would you think
Like
a
an
bit?
accent.
Do you
Totally.
think a bit tougher then?
Tougher.
Yeah, perhaps.
Tougher.
Oh, what you mean?
Maybe
Less fluffy.
tougher.
Less.
Yeah, maybe less fluffy. That's a good way of putting it, Kate.
fluff. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to add a bit of tough in there, Kate, when you ever go?
Well, I'll give it a bit of tufty. Yes, let's see.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right. Low or high pressure, industrial or hydraulic, our range of specialist hose applications is comprehensive to say the least. Complete with bespoke fittings to meet your specific needs, and with our field technicians, containerised workshops, on-site assembly, and field support, we keep downtime to a minimum. Explore our capabilities in full at tonalindustrial.com.
Nice.
You see, that was very inviting. The explore our capabilities in full. I feel yeah.
I'd love to know how you'll critique this, because it's obviously not what I do normally.
Yeah.
No. I think that was a little bit slow for IVR. I think when you're on the phone, I think you're almost whipping through it a bit faster than that.
Right, so you've got to give it welly. Not welly,
a little bit
speed.
Okay.
A little bit of speed, but still sell, not sell.
Yeah.
I did it much smilier than either of you, which I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. How did you do it? That's what I
All
want
right.
to know.
Yes.
It's like not a million miles away, but let's have a look. Low or high pressure, industrial or hydraulic, our range of specialist hose applications is comprehensive, to say the least, complete with bespoke fittings to meet your specific needs. And with our field technicians, containerised workshops, on-site assembly and field support, we keep downtime to a minimum. Explore our capabilities in full at tonal-industrial.com.
Well, you see, I like that.
Yes.
And the thing is, the reason I like that a lot was because it sounded to me like you were trying not to laugh on hose applications.
Exactly. I think a little bit of a smile there.
Yes.
It all comes into play.
Exactly, because if someone's actually saying that and there's someone listening to it, that's really good.
Quite.
If someone's actually engaged in listening to you and going, this is a bit silly. I'm entertained, so I'm staying here.
Yes, exactly. Also, you did, of course, something that neither of us did, and you put that hyphen in, which we didn't do. And I meant to ask that actually at the beginning. Tonal-industrial.com.
Tonal-industrial.
Yes.
Oh, is that
They
what you've
just
got
get
to
sent
do?
back if you don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, naughty, naughts.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I totally didn't do that. That would have
Okay.
sent them to an entirely different. Who knows
And do
what
you know
tonal
what's-
industrial is?
Now I know. Tonal dash.
Same with e-learning. If you get a name in e-learning wrong and you do like 14 chapters,
Yes.
then they come back to you. It's
Naughty.
like, what the...
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good to
yeah.
get it all clear up front
Yeah.
before you start.
Yeah, ask the questions. Exactly. Exactly. Especially as you're normally remote working it, Kate. So you haven't
Yes.
actually got a director to ask there.
Yes, quite.
Play, how do you say that?
Of course, it is worthwhile remembering these are real scripts we've been working on, but we have changed the names and some of the details to avoid copyright issues. And remember, you can find both this script and the script we're about to use today in the show notes of the episode.
So, Kate,
Yeah.
what's your script all about?
Right. Well, my script is from an animation. One of my faves that, in fact, started off recording. In a studio, and then because of lockdown, we ended up that I was actually recording it at home, and so that was quite interesting to go from one to the other. But so this is it's from a very special show for 3 to 5 year olds, which explores scientific and emotional learning on a planet,
Nice.
but it's much like our own. So it's sort of colourful, dynamic characters, and they travel anywhere in the world. And ocean, forest, mountain, and they just have to work out how to get there. So this particular character is rather industrious. Mm-hmm. She's hardworking and warm-hearted, but she is a scientist. She constantly experiments looking for the next science breakthrough.
So like an excited scientist.
Yeah,
She loves
exactly.
science.
She
Okay.
loves showing off her inventions, but is prone to panic. Her inventions occasionally go wrong, but this never puts her off her stride, and she'll never give up. And her perseverance usually leads to success. And by the way, she is shaped like a triangle.
Oh,
There you are. Just to give you a visual.
did the triangle shape
Triangle.
make a difference to how you approached her?
Well, to be honest, not really. Well, sort of, because they often, for me, visuals are just everything.
Yes.
And it sort of does in just the way that she was standing and in this wonderful Bible that they give you. If you're lucky enough to get that, you get all the information of the world and all of the characters and what they look like and their likes and dislikes and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
And just literally the visuals of how they're standing in conjunction to their other characters and how they work within the group.
Sam, are you wanting me to go first on this one?
Please do. Yes, I'm fascinated.
She always throws me under the bus.
Yes.
Throws me under the
You
bus.
go
For how many,
first.
out of 100 episodes, I think, how many times have I been thrown under the bus now?
Oh.
Enough.
99 times.
Good job it's the end of 2024, isn't it? All right, okay. So triangular. Okay. Right. Hello, everyone. Thanking you. I'm so excited to show you my new invention. Introducing the new VACUBOT 2000, the smallest, cleverest vacuum cleaner ever made. Actually, this one's very quiet. But other vacuum cleaners have a noisy motor that makes the fan go round. The fan sucks the air into a box that collects the dust. Here, let me demonstrate. You see, I simply speak into the remote like so. VACUBOT 2000, clean the room, level super clean. There you are, you see. It's quite miraculous and can clean from super clean all the way to super duper mega clean. Although I haven't tested that yet. What's that? You want to have a go? Why not? But don't ask for anything more than super duper mega clean yet. Things might go a bit wonky.
Well done.
Lovely.
Sweet. Yeah, that was rather sweet, actually.
Must be interesting for you to hear someone else do it, Kate.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Yes, especially as it's ingrained into me
Yes.
the way that I do it.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Funnily enough, this is actually one of the ones that we do in my course. Elbow that in there. But what's so lovely about that is that I do get to hear loads of people doing it in different ways.
Oh, yes.
And it's just magic to hear, everyone's interpretation of what they're bringing to it. Which is,
I can highly recommend your course, Kate. I was there, 6 weeks ago, something like that, slightly less than that. I had a fabulous day, so I can highly recommend it.
Thank you so much. I love it. I love it.
What I learned from you, though, was I put myself in that kind of physical characterization. I had hunched my shoulders up. I had pursed my lips much more than I normally would to try and get a kind of pinched sound almost.
Yeah, and that was coming across actually, and it's funny is it really depends, doesn't it? When you choose that's your choice,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
maybe you might be directed a little bit this way or that to say maybe the pinched aspect was making it sound a little unsure, a little insecure perhaps. When
Yep.
in fact this particular character, which might not have been obvious in the description, is a bit older. She's a bit of a sort of matriarchy kind of character, patriarch character.
Right, yes.
So then she's kind of got the control of, she's in control, although she is an inventor and she's a crazy scientist. It's not to time, this is very much acting. This is
Yep.
a different thing altogether. So
Yes.
I suppose you don't have to worry too much when you get to the bottom where you go, although I haven't tested that yet, that little bit. There are moments of thinking time allowed, is what I would say.
Right, yeah.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
And that's actually quite nice because it brings the audience in a little bit. And
Yes.
obviously it's just about the dynamics then, isn't it, really? But I really like that one.
That note at the end about pacing and timing, absolutely right, because I think I felt that in that final paragraph. I felt that I was rushing, and I probably should have just taken a step within myself just to be able to give it a little bit more space, because it also meant, although I haven't tested that yet, didn't even land before I'd moved on.
But, usually you get a chance to go again, and add that
Yeah.
in. So that's the nice rock and roll of it all.
Well, Sam, you get to go now.
I do, don't I? Okay.
Oh, hello, everyone. Thanking you. I am so excited to show you my new invention. Introducing the new VACUBOT 2000, the smallest, cleverest vacuum cleaner ever made. Ta-da! Well, actually, this one's very quiet, but other vacuum cleaners have a noisy motor that makes a fan go round. The fan sucks air into a box that collects the dust. Here, now, let me demonstrate. Now, you see, I simply speak into the remote like so. VACUBOT 2000. Clean the room, level, super clean. Well, there you are, you see. It's quite miraculous and can clean from super clean all the way to super duper mega clean. Although I haven't tested that yet. No. Sorry, what's that? Oh, you want to have a go? Oh, well, why not? But don't ask for anything more than super duper mega clean yet, because things, well, they might go a bit wonky.
Lovely.
Nice.
That's great.
I think Sam took on a lot of what you were saying
Yeah, I
previously
agree.
there about the matriarch and letting it land very, very much so. It was a very human,
Yes.
humanized character.
Yes, I would say that. The one thing I would say, though, is even though you're having thinking time, thinks moments, it's very much that you have to almost be super speedy with your thinking.
Yes,
in that
okay,
Maybe it was a little, the pace needs to be a little quicker.
Yep.
Anyway, or right across the board, I think. But it's just those little moments where you are thinking and you are actually really embodying that character and imagining her standing there talking to this crowd and getting all excited about this invention. But she's all, as I said before, her inventions go wrong a bit. So she's got that kind of like, oh dear, yes, I'm sorry about that, but
Yes.
So it's those little dynamics, those little thinking moments that if you can have those turns within the meter of it,
Yes.
it just
Yeah.
helps to make it less one level.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I really quite like the sort of matriarchalness of her.
Yeah.
And I might even ask you to maybe, I don't know, do it with an accent or something, just to give it a little bit more colour, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I could quite see that voice and that character with a touch of Scottish to it.
It's funny you should say that.
Ah, is it? Well, and now we're going to hear then. So, oh, good. Well, let's hear it then.
Well, actually, it's not going to be Scottish because, in fact, that's how I originally thought of it. But I'll explain that later.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and thanking you. I'm so excited to show you my new invention. Introducing the new VACUBOT 2000, the smallest, cleverest vacuum cleaner ever made. Actually, this one's very quiet. But other vacuum cleaners have a noisy motor that makes a fan go round. The fan sucks air into a box that collects the dust. Here, let me demonstrate. You see, I simply speak into the remote like so. Is it on? Yes. Look, VACUBOT 2000 clean the room. Level super clean. There you are, you see. Oh, it's quite miraculous. And can clean from super clean all the way to super duper mega clean. Although I haven't tested that yet. What's that? You want to have a go? Oh, well, why not? But don't ask for anything more than super duper mega clean yet. Things might go a little bit wonky.
I love it. I love it. There was a creeping touch of Hyacinth Bouquet in there.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Well, that's the thing about the Scottish, though, you see, because originally I went in with that, and it was sort of, once you're lucky enough to get the part, sometimes you go in and it's like not what you did for the audition. Can you try this? Can you try that? And because Rob Rackstraw was doing a Scottish accent for his character, we sort of reworked it so that I was just doing the RP, standard RP thing.
Yeah.
But hello everyone, thanking you. I'm so excited to show you my new. Do you know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
there's just a lot of fun in it, really.
What I loved about it was so proud of her, and proud of the fact that it was quite miraculous. You got that; it was gorgeous. Yeah, just so sweet.
Lucky for me, obviously, I know her. And I really felt I could embody her. But I do think that people can do that. That's what I try and teach, really, is that to embody it. I mean, obviously, this is heightened Mach 5 blooming, animation. And there are all sorts of different types of animation, which don't require such extremes. But if you can really go there first and have fun with it, really get it in your body. So you're not just sort of putting it on you. You are it. You are being it.
Yeah.
You do a lot of that, don't you? You really move through your body, don't you, with physicality?
Yes, because you see, I think the mic can hear it, and I do think that if you are putting it on, it might sound disingenuous.
Yeah.
So if you're totally immersed and totally being within it, and you're kind of, how would I describe it? Like having your own little inner giggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've got your own little inner giggle going on. So you're really enjoying it, and that can really come across, when you're delivering something.
When you all get in a room together, that can be really liberating, can't it? Because there's a playfulness with that that you perhaps don't get when you're on your own.
No, exactly. It's completely, it's so liberating. And it's magic, because you really do feel, you have to feel the people around you psychically, almost, their energy out of your peripheral vision, but you've just got to feel it all together so that you are listening. I mean, that's an actor's job, isn't it? To listen and react, and that's why it's so fun as well, because when you're hearing somebody else having their little inner giggle moment, you can't help but respond to it with that in mind, and that's what makes it so much fun to do.
Inner giggles and outer giggles coming next,
because yes, of course.
We're heading for the wild card bit of the show. So time to approach these scripts in a different way.
Yes, definitely. So, Kate, can you pick one of these scripts and give one of us something new to do with it, a new character or a new motivation or something new, something different?
I can. I have an idea. You might not like me for this, but it should be fun. This is the key. That I get asked a lot to do efforts, emotes and action. And sometimes you have a script where you've got to actually remember what it is they want you to do at any given time.
Ooh.
So this is sort of what I want to try here. So with script 1, if you don't mind, I tell you what, under the bus, Sam. There you go.
Hooray! Yes, under the bus. Right, okay. I'm under that bus. Yeah.
So we're not actually under the bus. What we're doing is I would like you to be a determined animated character.
Okay.
That's an animated character of your choice of anything, but determined. Thinking of the that fire truck idea.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, I want you to run in for low or high pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Run in for that, and then just before complete with bespoke fittings, I want you to do a jump. So you're jumping up onto the fire hydrant. And then after minimum, you just do a collapse for that last line. So you're exhausted.
Okay.
Kate, I realise that we are an audio podcast and we are at 100 episodes. I can see Sam currently on Zoom. She looks absolutely terrified.
Oh, no, don't be terrified. Just have fun with
I'm
it.
just sort of thinking, okay, it doesn't really matter where these things come in it, does it? It just means that
It doesn't.
Really.
Just do it where you feel. That would be kinder, actually. Do it where you feel it would work.
Okay.
So a run, a jump, a fall, a get up, a push, a collapse.
Yeah, okay. I think so. Okay, right.
Low or high pressure, industrial or hydraulic. Our range of specialist hose applications is comprehensive. To say the least. ow, oh, complete with bespoke fittings that, to meet your specific needs. And with our field technicians, containerised workshops, on-site assembly, and field support, we keep downtime to a minimum. Explore our capabilities in full at tonal-industrial.com.
Bravo.
Love it. Well done.
I shoved everything into the first half of that. Sadly.
But that's the thing, isn't it? It's adrenaline gets you to do that, and then it's like, oh, okay, right, I'll just pull it back a bit. And it literally, sometimes you just don't get a chance. You get a chance to just write the R for run, R, J, and then you just got to wing it sometimes with the action. But I think you did really well there, to be honest. And it's a tough one because, of course, it's heightened. It's very heightened.
Yes.
So it has a tendency then to maybe get a little bit breathy and a bit too high.
Yeah.
And then maybe a bit too one level.
And, of course, I started high as well. And I suppose that because normally often, certainly in the drama-based stuff that I've done, is we actually often do have either physical scripts or we have... we're working from tablets that we can write on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that would have made, I think, quite a difference to me because actually I was trying.
Of course it would, Sam.
But that's why I suppose we do that because they can be so specific, can't they? Once you get into the drama realms, and you've got to kind of hit so much marks, but you're trying to tell a story within within the piece that you're saying.
Yeah, the story arc and the sort of imagery. Yeah. And I suppose this is different because, we've been talking about industrial hydraulic, hose applications.
Yes.
Quite.
When actually I'm seeing in my head a little character running up to this big fire hydrant, jumping up and doing all sorts of bits.
Yes.
But that's because I've dreamt that up.
Yeah.
So that's quite key, isn't it? To be able to have a story arc in your mind to enable the listener to hear what you're thinking.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, Kate, I'm going to give you VACUBOT 2000. I'm going to take you to a script that you're more familiar with.
Okay.
But let's go right down the other end of the spectrum. Let's go to Monsters University and create ourselves a large, lumbering character who frankly doesn't really understand the vacuum cleaner at all. And is surprised by it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Oh. Hello, everyone. Thanking you. Oh, I'm so excited to show you my new invention. Yeah. Introducing the new VACUBOT 2000. Yeah, it's the smallest, cleverest vacuum cleaner ever made. Actually, yeah, look at this. Well, actually, this one's very quiet, but other vacuum cleaners have they have a noisy motor that makes a fan go round. The fan sucks air into a box that collects the dust. Here, right, hang on. Let me demonstrate. Right? You see, I simply speak into the remote like so. Testing. VACUBOT 2000, clean the room, level, super clean. There you are, you see. It's quite miraculous, actually. And can clean from super clean all the way to super duper mega clean. Although, I haven't quite tested that yet, but what's that? You want to have a go? Oh, well, why not? But don't ask for anything more than super duper mega clean yet. I mean, things might go a bit wonky.
I loved
love
about that. I just loved it. It's lovely bit, quite miraculous, and there was almost like an absolutely. There was, it went completely silent after that. Quite miraculous.
And then the genuine surprise.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just left everybody dumbfounded at that point. There you are, you see. That's it. Quite miraculous. I think you'll find. I love that.
He was quite down to earth, that bloke, wasn't he? He was quite down to earth.
But also,
I love it.
He was working his way through it the whole time. That's what I found so fascinating about it. Was you could really, he was busy, wasn't he? Busy.
He was quite busy. Yeah, I mean, that was a nice note, you see, because you said, he doesn't really know how it works.
I'm going to give you something that actually I think if you had the second script, it would be quite straightforward, but it may not be quite straightforward.
Oh.
With script one. No. It's right. Not. You are a potion master, and you are brewing an extraordinary magical elixir.
Oh, hello.
So through that whole thing, from high or low pressure down to industrial.com, you are busy showing how you are mixing, creating and brewing a marvellous magical thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Into my potions class. Okay. Yeah, low or high pressure. Industrial. Pinch of hydraulic there. And our range of specialist hose applications is comprehensive, to say the least, complete with 1, 2 bespoke fittings to meet your specific needs. And with our field technicians, containerised workshops, on-site assembly and field support, we keep downtime down to a minimum. Explore our capabilities in full. tonal-industrial.com.
Were you eating it by the end?
Yep.
Were you knocking back your own magic elixir?
The marvellous alchemy.
Tasting it.
You were very pleased with yourself, it has to be said.
Yes.
Yes, the script didn't quite match where my brain was. I don't think.
No, but you made it.
Well, I think that worked.
I could definitely see you behind a variety of crazy, sort of containers. Yeah. I felt, with various, smoking and bubbling things happening. Definitely.
And there was a stirring going on as
was
well.
There?
I don't know if you got the stirring at all.
Well, we don't talk about that.
Yes, exactly.
Fair enough. Fair. No, indeed. And if you want to play along in the privacy of your booth this Christmas and New Year period, as I've said before, we've put the scripts in the show notes so you can have a try yourself.
Yes. So, Kate.
Hello.
Now, we've sort of touched on it actually a few times. People often preempt talking about animation work by saying, "Oh, yes, but it's all about fun or silly voices." So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's tricky because I'm a bit silly anyway. So, I don't agree with that. Because the point is if it's going to sound any good, it's got to be truthful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's got to come from a truthful place. Even if it does sound heightened, as I would say, truth is the key phrase. I mean, if it feels disingenuous, it will sound it. Yeah. I mean, the mic picks up everything and it knows when you're truly being it. You can hear it, can't you, when you don't believe a character.
For sure.
Somebody. Because they haven't really embodied it. It's not within them. And they're not relaxed, actually. And so it's the being able to be confident and really going for something. But with truth. It's got to be truthful. Otherwise, you're just going to do anything. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
No, it doesn't mean anything. You've got to embody it, really, and go for the truth of it. I mean, I don't want to sound to up myself, but it's truthful. It's serious. It's serious work.
And how
Sorry.
do you get to that truthfulness then? Is it to do with a lot of preparation, to do with, you were talking about the Bibles earlier that sort of, animation places, have for their stuff. Is it, so how do you get to that truth, I suppose?
Yeah, well, I think you basically assemble all the information you're given as much as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's your job is to do the duties of another person. So you've got to try and absolutely step inside that character's shoes.
Yeah.
For me, as a visual learner, I instinctively want to feel their physicality. So pictures help me enormously if I'm given that. But others, do just as well with the written descriptions. But whatever your way, your job is to assemble all the information, all the clues in whatever form. And then you've got to just think the thoughts and offer it up, not forgetting your inner giggle, really.
Yes.
You'll know when it's working, when the quirks start coming and you start having fun with it. And you're sort of part of the story, not acting for, but with the animated character.
Yeah.
So it has to come from a place of truth. It is a truthful thing. And in order to do that, you've got to just do as much work as you possibly can to flex your range so that you can go there and then bring it back. Because then if you just think the thought and offer it up, hopefully it will sound correct, because often, partly with the, Shaun the Sheep stuff and the literally it's just bars.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to think the thought of the emotion of what it is you're being asked to portray at that given time.
So take the sheep. Because there are so many in Shaun the Sheep.
Yes.
Lots and lots of sheep that ostensibly a sheep's a sheep, one would say.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you have to then create that inner character of your particular sheep and then work out what your character is doing in that scene, presumably. Is that the...
Yes, absolutely. Just exactly what they're doing in that scene. But you've already honed in on your type of tone. And that's the other thing, is just exploring the tone, whether it's a sort of a low, middle or high range, whether it sounds a little constricted or open or gravelly or whatever the tone is that is required. Timmy's mum is the one that I do. She's the one with the rollers.
Yes.
She is, of course.
And
she is.
because she's the mum, she's just a bit rotund. She's sort of, it's slightly constricted in the back of my throat, but so she sounds a bit sort of constricted a bit in the back there.
Yes.
So while you were doing that, did you kind of immediately visualise Mum and saw the curlers became...
Yeah, I did. And,
so
for the night before Christmas, funnily enough, which happened last Christmas, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I think.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did all that here, actually. With
Wow.
the wonderful Aardman, who I adore. Love working for them, and I'm incredibly lucky. They just gave me carte blanche to just do these, some of them really quite emotional scenes, I have to say, because she gets very upset. Timmy's disappeared and it's quite tragic.
Yes.
But you have to get, and as daft as it sounds, you have to be serious about it. You've got to get into the moment, because if you don't think that thought and the only thing you've got is one little bleat or one little sound, it's not going to sound right. Could we, that sounds a bit odd. Could you just try it a bit more? So, but if you are thinking the thoughts in the scene and placing yourself inside the character's shoes, hopefully with all the information you've got, it'll sound right.
Getting to the truth of it. Thank you, Kate. Kate, what an amazing masterclass the last hour has been by itself. I mean, fantastic. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed being on the show.
I thoroughly have. It's just been great, and it's been a real treasure as well, because I've been listening to this for so long, and I've been really enjoying it, because you've got so many different perspectives from people, and that's what's so wonderful about this. Is it's so important for people to not panic, not worry about either not being good enough or not quite right for that part. Everybody has their own individual fire, and they've got their own voice box. Nobody's got the same voice box as you. No one's got the same life lived as you.
True.
So bring you, but bring a heightened you for animation.
I find it utterly fascinating every single week, that different people just bring so much There's so much newness from everyone. That's what I absolutely
newness,
love.
absolutely.
I love it all. Yeah.
Well, of course, Kate Harbour's details can be found in the show notes, so make sure you go and have a look at them.
Yes, and the scripts can be found there too for practice. Now, something slightly different just before we leave. Over the next couple of weeks between Christmas and the New Year, we have got something slightly different for you.
Yes, we're going to be lifting the lid on what goes on behind the scenes on How Do You Say That by sharing 2 entirely unedited episodes with you. That's all of the outtakes, all of the extra stuff that we couldn't squeeze into our usual 30-minute format, including, and let me just share one tiny thing with you, including what happened when Sam had a power cut.
Oh, God, is that one of them?
That's one of them.
Oh, my Lord. Yes, well, you'll hear that chaos behind the scenes and a fair few bloopers and gossip and all the stuff you don't get to hear in an average episode.
Oh, that's juicy.
Yes.
Next week, we've got Darren Altman next week.
Yes.
And then followed by Emily Jardine at the start of January. So,
Fabulous.
So much more bang for your buck.
Well, that's it for now. Thanks again to Kate Harbour for being our 100th
Kate.
guest.
Hooray!
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks,
Hooray! We'll be back next week with those specials and back in January with another new guest for you when we'll be asking all over again,
How do you say that?
How do you say that?